I was the first secretary of St. Matthew's Lutheran Church. Always the pastors did it themselves, the bulletins and that. So I was hired to be secretary of the church, and I was here at the day when President Kennedy was assassinated. I was working that day. I was also the first woman member of the council. So I had a couple firsts anyhow here.
In March, a down payment was authorized on the property to the south of the church for further expansion. Elmer Klum's notes reveal the exact date when plans began for the educational wing of St. Matthew.
Meeting called Monday, April 8th, 1963. Committee met with pastor and department heads to determine the necessary information relative to the type of building and space needed for educational unit. Looking into the future, about 10 years, figuring the present growth in Sunday school, they asked for a building to accommodate 250 children.
A building planning committee was established in 1963 for a new educational unit, and a board of parish education was set up in 1964 to oversee both Sunday school and vacation Bible school. Confirmation was altered so that the program covered grades 7, 8, and 9 over 3 years instead of 2. 1966 was a big year for the new educational wing. In February, the apartment buildings south of the church were demolished to make room for the new building. On March 2nd, bids were let for the structure after a loan of $125,000 was obtained from Dubuque Bank and Trust. And finally, on March 20th, groundbreaking took place for the new educational wing. Ernie Moreski was on hand to film much of the construction. The new educational wing was dedicated with an open house on April 2nd, 1967. It was a monumental day for St. Matthew Church, an accomplishment that was arguably the biggest since the sanctuary's construction nearly 60 years earlier.
Congratulations! Another generation is now enjoying new facilities and buildings, and we of the past are rejoicing with you. We regret very much that we cannot be with you today. Reverend and Mrs. H.H. Deers.
Not long after the new building was opened, Pastor Larson departed St. Matthew on May 28th for a parish in Elkhorn, Iowa. The Reverend Robert Wiederanders came in to serve as interim pastor until the September 3rd arrival of Pastor Robert Odden as the new pastor of St. Matthew. One of Pastor Odden's first duties was to help oversee the 60th anniversary celebration of St. Matthew Church in November 1967.
I looked at St. Matthew at that time, 60 years. And whenever you come to those milestones, you begin to look back a little bit and kind of reflect on the things that have happened, that have been significant for the congregation, some of the hurdles that they've had to overcome, some of the challenges that they've failed to meet, and also the challenges they've met. It's kind of in one way it's a humbling thing, but in another way it's kind of an exhilarating thing to realize that, you know, in the church we're always building on somebody else that's gone ahead of us, you know.
Here is seldom seen footage filmed by Ernie Moreski during that time period.